Yeah. Family, y'all. Just keep it tight, keep it tight, keep it tight. Oh, right. Yeah. Here we go, here we go.
Aristotle on politics. Aristotle says that every community exists for an end. Are we getting tired of this language yet? Everything has a goal and an end, right? So the family, why does the family exist? For the sake of life. The goal of family is life, procreation, raising kids. Okay? And then different families come together to form a community. Why does the community exist? For supplying our daily needs, right? We as a family could just live alone, but instead we figure out, you know what, if we lived as families together, you know what, they could raise the chickens and we could grow the corn and they could do the carpentry and we could be a community. It exists for our supplying of our daily needs as a community, okay? And then the state, different communities come together and form the state, which in that time was the city-state. So why do we do that? Ultimately, Aristotle said that's for our supreme good, right? Keep following up this chain of goods. The state is the ultimate good. Higher than any family or individual or community, the state is the ultimate good. So why is that? Because Aristotle said the state is self-sufficing and whole and takes precedent over any individual or family. Think about it for a moment. Any individual could die, the state goes on. The United States of America will be here tomorrow, regardless of whether anyone in this room or any one individual in the United States dies, including the president. Whoa, any one individual. The state is not reliant on any one individual. It is self-sufficing, self-sustaining. Wow. And so Aristotle said, the one who is unable to live in society or who has no need of society because he or she is sufficient for him or herself must either be a beast, or a god. If you're unable to live in society, you must be a beast. Or if you don't need society, you can just be sufficient, so you can be self-sustaining, you must be a god. All the rest of us, we need society. We need the state. Aristotle says there are 6 different forms of government with 3 different forms of constitutions. There's kingship and tyranny, aristocracy and oligarchy, and polity and democracy. 3 aim at common interests, which are kingship, aristocracy, and polity. 3 aim at private interests, which are tyranny, oligarchy, and democracy. But he says how it is that essentially they correspond to one another. So that kingship, taken to another extreme, is tyranny. Aristocracy, taken to another extreme, is oligarchy. Polity, taken to another extreme, is democracy. Remember from Plato, is democracy a good thing, according to Plato? Oh, democracy is the dumbest idea ever. Why would you have someone be the captain? Why would you elect someone to be the captain of the ship who has no experience of how it is that you put up and down sails and look at the stars and guide and navigate and who knows where the rocks are, right? Interesting, because for Plato, democracy was extremely dangerous. Look what it did to Socrates. Aristotle notes that there are different kinds and degrees of revolution under different constitutions. And so Aristotle was interested in thinking through how do we prevent these revolutions? If we live in a democracy, what are the different types of revolts, revolutions that seem to happen in democracies? And how can we prevent them? Because Aristotle noted how it is that regardless of the constitution, there are 6 different constitutions, how it is that we must avoid extremes, because if the Constitution pushes people to extremes, what's going to happen? They're going to revolt. Education, this is fascinating, because like Plato believed that education should be the responsibility of the state. Why do we have free public schools in the state of Texas? It's part of the Texas state constitution. Texas believes that it is its responsibility to have free public schools, to be in charge of the education of our youth. Why? Aristotle said, education is the work of the state and must begin with the body. Mens sana in corpore sano, an ancient Latin phrase simply meaning a healthy mind in a healthy body. What good is a healthy mind if it's not within a healthy body? So Aristotle said the body is trained for the sake of the soul. And Aristotle also focused on prenatal care, children's games and stories. He said how all of these things contribute to children. So be careful before you teach your children about La Llorona, because all these stories that we teach our kids are influencing them. Just giving the kid a rattle, Aristotle said, wow, by giving a kid a rattle, you're teaching that kid the fundamentals of music and of making noise and sound. I mean, he was so interested in how it is that education is to be taken seriously.